sweet mama, and welcome back to the Grace-Filled Mom Show. I'm so glad you're here today because we're talking about something that has brought me so much peace and mental clarity, having a mama command center. Whether you're a techie Notion mom like me or you prefer pen and paper and a whiteboard by the door, also me because I'm an equal opportunity tech and traditional mama, this episode is packed with ideas to help you stop carrying everything in your mind and start creating a space that helps you breathe a little easier. If you feel like your brain is running 20 plus tabs, let's dive into today's episode together.
Welcome to the Grace-Filled Mom Show.
Hey, mama friend, and welcome to the Grace-Filled Mom Show, where we're all about real talk on motherhood, faith, and finding grace in the messy middle. I'm Hillary, your host, fellow mama, and Bible-believing bestie. Each week, we'll chat about renewing our minds, navigating the highs and lows of mom life, and staying rooted in truth, even when the dishes are piled high and the toddler is melting down. So grab your favorite drink, get comfy, and let's dive in. Okay, why does every mama need a command center? Let's be real. We carry so much in our brains as moms. Appointments, meal ideas, routines, random to-dos, like pick up vitamins or email the piano teacher. And that mental load can get heavy. Oh, so heavy. I saw a video of a dad talking about this, how he had no idea. His wife had left for a work trip for a few days with him taking care of the little ones. He said he was prepared for the feeding and the baths and all the care of the kids. But what was outstanding to him and made him so tired was the mental load of having to do and remember all the things. And you could tell it gave him so much more appreciation for his wife as the mother of his kids. The mental overwhelm for us moms is so real. And there are many things we can do to lighten it, but one of the simple ways is a command center. A command center, whether digital or physical, is just a place to drop all the swirling thoughts that you can come back and review them later. It's a way of honoring your time and your brain space so you can actually be present with your family. The spiritual encouragement that I love for this is 1 Corinthians 14:40 that says, "Let all things be done decently and in order." God is not the author of confusion. And when we create systems that bring order to our homes, we create more space for joy, connection, and peace. Oh, that's so needed peace. So my digital command center is in Notion. Personally, I use Notion as my command center, and I love it because it's clean, customizable, and once you build the habit, it becomes second nature. I even got a beautiful dashboard from Etsy that was already set up with all the sections I needed, which made it super easy to plug in my own stuff. I've been through a few dashboards, so it can take time to find one that works for you. And of course, you can always watch YouTube tutorials to help you build out your own. You can even find free dashboards through YouTube videos, and there are often sales on templates on Etsy too, so have a look around if a digital dashboard is something you're interested in. I recently got the one that I'm using on sale, and I really like it. And if you want to see the dashboard I'm using and some of the ways I use Notion, let me know and I can create a video or a blog post about that. But honestly, my methods change as needed. Sometimes I like to use a digital planner on my iPad. Sometimes I like to use a whiteboard or corkboard. And sometimes I still love to use pen and paper. You can use multiple methods too, but just make sure you keep it simple. If it feels overwhelming, you won't do it. That's why I always tend to come back to Notion because I can access it on my phone and my computer. So if I'm out on the go, I can add tasks on my phone, and it's just the easiest for me. So inside my Notion dashboard, I can have weekly and monthly planner. I can have my morning and evening routine checklist that I can check off each day. I can have my reset checklist. You can put groceries, cleaning zones, meal planning. You can put notes, or I do my podcast work and my other work in there, and I have separate templates that I use for that. And you can do long-term project list where you can just take all those things out of your brain. We actually have a baby on the way, so one of my top boards right now that I'm using Notion is my Operation Baby board, where I'm just listing out all the tasks that I want to get done before baby arrives. And I'm just working through them and checking them off in no particular order as I go, and it's just made me feel so much better. I can just, if I think of something, just add it on there. You can even just use the Notes app on your phone if that works for you. Notion works for me because I'm managing content for the business also. It's just easier because I'm already in there for work. Do what works for you. Here's some ideas for my paper-loving mamas. If you're not into digital tools or you just don't want to look at another screen, woo, I get that. You can absolutely create a powerful paper-based command center. So here are some ideas. You could use an entryway whiteboard or bulletin board with space for your weekly schedule, your meal plan, maybe a prayer focus, kids' school reminders. You could use a clipboard system on the wall where you have a different clipboard for each family member. And this is a fun idea because it can help each member take more responsibility for their own things too. You could have a command center binder with routines, schedules, and planning sheets. And that's kind of nice because you can carry it around the house as needed. You could even put your recipes and different things in there. I've seen some mamas on YouTube talk about how their command center binders have been so helpful. And I've used binders to organize things in the past too. I actually have a home management binder printable in the shop, so check that out in the show notes if this sounds like your thing. Or you could use a rolling cart with labeled folders and sticky notes. Rolling carts can be really fun too. Or you could simply hang a corkboard in your kitchen and use clothespins to clip on your to-do list and rotating memory verses. The beautiful thing about this is you can tailor it to your personality and to your family and the tasks that you have. What your family's doing is probably going to look different from what my family's doing, so tailor this to you. The best command center is the one you'll actually use. If you're a visual learner, use colors and pictures. If you're minimal, keep it sleek and simple. And if you're overwhelmed, start with just one checklist that you review each day. That's enough to get you started. Getting even a few of those brain tabs closed will help your system run better. Having a mama command center isn't about being perfect. It's about creating margin. It's about taking what's chaotic and making it clear so you can show up with peace instead of panic. That Proverbs 31 woman, Proverbs 31:27, she looketh well to the ways of her household and eateth not the bread of idleness. Remember, you're doing kingdom work, mama. Creating systems isn't worldly, it's wise, and it gives you more capacity to be the mom God has called you to be. And if you cringe when you hear anything about the Proverbs 31 woman, I mentioned in another episode that she wasn't seeing what this mom was doing and what that mom was doing. She looked well to the ways of her own household. She didn't have YouTube or Instagram to cause her to compare. We only need to focus on our family and mission and what God has called us to do and creating the systems that work for us. I've had to learn to be flexible and do what works in each season. That's why I've taken breaks from Notion at times and have just had a simple checklist on a piece of paper. Simple works. Do what works. If you take nothing else from this episode, just do what works for you and your family. If the binder idea sounds like you, check the show notes for the link to my Etsy shop because I've got work from home stuff, reset workbook, home management, all kinds of printables there to help you build out your binder. If you've got an old whiteboard or corkboard lying around, you can go that route. If you want to go digital, you can check out Notion. It's free to use, or maybe a digital planner. I've actually got a digital planner I'm working on to add to the shop soon, so be sure to follow. And if you love this episode, I want to invite you to come join the Grace-Filled Mom Collective. It's our space to go deeper into systems, identity in Christ, and simplifying motherhood with grace. It's special content that I only share there with the community. Come over and join us there. I would love to have you. Until next time, my fellow mama, Commander-in-Chief, you've got this. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today on the Grace-Filled Mom Show. If this episode encouraged you, would you do me a favor? Subscribe, leave a review, or share it with a mama friend who could use a little grace today. And if you've been blessed by the show and want to help cover the cost of the content I create while blessing our family, you can find my Buy Me a Coffee link in the show notes. There you can subscribe to our monthly membership, the Grace-Filled Mom Collective, where you get exclusive content, you can view digital products, or even give a one-time tip of any amount. Your prayers are also very much appreciated. I'm praying for you, Mama, that you and your family have kingdom impact. Never forget, you're not failing, you're growing, and you're doing better than you think. I'll see you next time, friend.